Hey, you guys, this is Rashawn Ellis with the news, views, and conversations. Just want to pop in today and just go over a lot of what I've been paying attention to in the news when it comes to Donald Trump's selection picks as far as who's going to be running our government for the next 4 years, hopefully. And pray to God is no longer than that because this is a nightmare to watch as we watch the selection of people that he's coming up with. A lot of them appear to have sexual violations towards people and have done a lot, which I just find so conflicting with the Bible, especially for someone that does not believe in God, that's really not a true Christian. Like, why is this person being chosen as the president to lead our government? And he's not really in tap or in touch with the actual values of a true Christian. And he's picking people that do not um, mirror that at all, and but they're saying that they do believe in God, they do have the same values as Christians, but it's twisted because if you did, why do we have all these different sexual allegations against other people? A lot of different SA allegations. I want to first start off with Matt Gaetz. He was selected as being the Attorney General, of course, and we saw how that went. A lot of the senators were not in line with wanting to choose him and allow him to be the attorney general at all. They really just sat back on it and was like, nah, you got to pick somebody else. This is not the guy. He's been accused of having sexual relationships with minors in a threesome. So you're picking bad examples of who's supposed to lead our government. The first thing that comes to my mind is, what do we tell the children? We thought you were supposed to, aim to be somebody by not being out here doing all kind of different lewd things. And this is who you prop up in front of us on the world stage, in front of our government, in front of the people, saying this is the new goal to be a sexual predator. It's really embarrassing. So Matt Gaetz is one of them. Pete Hegseth, he's a former Fox News anchor. He was accused. There's a police report from 2017 detailing sexual assault, sexual allegations with a young lady. Um, that's not good news. I don't think that Trump and his people were aware of that until the police report came out of him attacking her, not letting her leave the hotel where he was seeing this young lady. So again, this cannot be an example for our youth as to this is what you aim to be and say you want to work and serve in the government. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Of course, we know he is affiliated with the Kennedy family. That is his family. He is a politician and an environmental attorney. He was accused in the 90s of making unwanted sexual advances to the nanny. Now, that was new information to me because I wasn't aware of that. I just knew about all of the stuff they've been saying as far as the conspiracy theories, like with the environment and different things that we can do, which have not been proven from what I understand. Um, I don't think that's a good look either. Even outside of the sexual allegations with him, he is not someone that needs to be in office either to lead, guide, or on anything. The next person is Elon Musk. Now, he had a lawsuit against him for SpaceX for having a hostile work environment, along with sexual harassment charges as well, or just sexual harassment against him. That's new information. Um, so with that, we know that he owns X. We know that he owns Tesla and Neuralink, which is a brain computer for people with paralysis, and it's supposed to help them communicate and control devices with their brain. Even though he's presenting good things that he can bring to the forefront for a lot of things, I still don't believe that he is someone that needs to be in our government. And from what we understand, he is not an American. He should not be so close to Trump, helping to make decisions on behalf of the American people. I myself honestly believe he's in place to try to fill his pockets, just like the rest of the politicians that are on board with all this foolishness. It's like watching a bunch of high school kids that are supposed to be popular, supposed to be in the cool crowd, um, you know, rallying Trump, and he's beyond made a fool of himself. But because they have money, because they are amongst the rich, they are amongst the haves and not the have nots. They're all rooting on this behavior and surrounding it and him as if this is the coolest thing to be doing. He himself, of course, has great allegations. I forgot the lady's name, but he paid off someone for like about $83 million for groping her, I believe, in the dressing room. So that's what I'm saying. How do we parade this in front of the world? The United States right now is like the laughing stock. All in itself, it's like we're a joke. The whole point of Putin showcasing Trump's wife on their national TV station, congratulating him for winning the presidency, but smearing your wife out there, showing her in all her nudity, along with the woman laying next to her. This is a big upset to me. I've never seen such embarrassment in all my life in this country, and for it to be paraded around as if it's okay, this is cool, this is the right kind of behavior to have in politics. It's like watching a reality TV show. So you got a reality TV person to run for president twice. He has 34 felons, and this is who you want to lead the free world? This is not good. It's not a good look. And I think the thing that's so sad about it, just the fact that they're using the Bible to say, oh, well, we have the same beliefs. I don't think you do. I think the beliefs that you have, you're actually using, you may have some, or maybe you don't know the entire thing, so you're just mimicking what you think you understand, and you really don't understand, but you know how to peddle to the Christians that do believe in God, and you're sitting here saying that you do to bring in Christian supporters. But once they get through watching the fallout of all the different things that are about to be dismantled because they chose him, you're going to see he is not who he says he is. He is not for the people. He's only for the rich. I guess, and like I've been saying it since day one, since 2016, I could see his pattern. But I think people have been playing into the fact that he is a celebrity, reality TV show, real estate. He's supposed to be one of the big guys. He has all the money, this, that, and the third. And really like just seeing this for what it is, like, okay, now he's trying to have like one of the biggest mass deportations in the United States history. It's just a lot to unpack. It's a lot to unfold. And I just really don't like how they're trying to play in God's face and act like you're for God, but you're doing all this lewd stuff that we just mentioned here. But you say you're representative of God. None of this is a representation of God. And I really hope so many people wake up, because how can you be, in cahoots with this, but we're going to get a check. Yeah, you get a lot of checks when you hopefully, stand by the right people to make those right things happen, not someone that you know that's for something else. It just doesn't add up. The other person that he selected, Tulsi Gabbard, she's a former congresswoman from Hawaii. He picked her to be the director of national intelligence, from what I'm understanding. She's been on their watch list as far as being like a foreign spy, possibly for Russia. If I had to go down the rabbit hole with narcissism, I could go on and on all day, but I'm not going to do that. Because I can see how this all lines up. According to my understanding, he is the narcissist, and these are his flying monkeys. And they're there to help him do his bidding, is what this all lines up and entails to me. Everyone that he has selected, they all have a past. And I mean, we all do have a past, but not to this degree. So, like I said, he's a narcissist. These are his flying monkeys, and he's lining all these people up to help him do his bidding. He's back in office to have get back, retribution, to get back at those that, had him arrested, had him charged, or whatever. So now he's trying to flip the script and do to them what has been done to him, which is what should have been done to him. He shouldn't even be president. He should be in jail. So, I mean, just as you see people that support the right things, we're also seeing everyone that support the wrong things. And so much so to the point where it's like we're already being divided up. I mean, we've already watched, what's been happening in entertainment. We're being divided there. Of course, you have people that's like been mainstream, and now you see people trickling over trying to come over to YouTube with the rest of us, because it's clear to see that we're the ones that chose not to go that route because we don't want to be in with the in crowd. We don't want to be with the popular crowd. And right now, we're watching the biggest fallout of all times in my lifetime, the fallout in entertainment, the fallout with our government, the fallout with our world and our allies, everything that's going on around us. Right now, people are choosing what side they're on. We're watching the fake be exposed. We're watching the real be shunned for what's right. So I just wanted to pop on here tonight and, go down the Soul Train line of what's going on in politics as we're watching the big fallout of everything. And I just wanted to hit on it because I just find it so amusing how everyone that he is picking is just like him. But like a narcissist, this is who they hang around. They hang around those that do the things that they do. A friend of mine was like, why are these people, following him? I'm like, they're following him because he's the same thing that they are. They're all the same. They all got that entity in them. And we know what that entity is narcissism. So anybody that's not like you can't help you do your bidding. They can't help you do bad things. They can't help you do wrong things. It's only those that are like minded, the same spirit. So, of course, they can help him do whatever it is that he can even think of doing. So, just wanted to pop in and give you this information tonight. And just to remind us, we're supposed to have a standard. We're supposed to have a standard. Like I said, what are we teaching our kids? Is this the new standard? It sure wasn't the standard when Obama was in office. Black people had to bring their A game. We had to come suited and booted for the job if we wanted to be president or even look in that direction. But now, this here shows there's no standard. You can be lawless, you can be lewd, you can pretend to give fellatio to the microphone when you're on stage and say all kind of lewd things about other men's, size, and you're a male. It's beyond me. So we're sitting here looking at this like, is this the new norm? If so, it's going to hell in a handbasket. This cannot be the new norm. Again, what happened to the standard of how we conduct ourselves, how we present ourselves when we go for certain positions and certain jobs? The standard should remain intact no matter what your title is, no matter what your skin color is. We all should be held to a higher regard as in how we conduct ourselves in the public eye. And that sets the standard for how we should be. And that should be across the board as to what we are presented as. And so that other countries can continue to take us serious. Because right now, with this kind of foolishness going on and on the brink of having a war, we're a joke as the United States right now. We are really looked at as being a joke, and there's no respect. The respect is gone at this point for people that are not from the United States and from the people that are in the United States. So I just tried to want to try to hit on as many points as I could as we look at this, because this is not good for our country at all. I wanted to play you one of the clips that I saw that really hit on the very thing that I'm witnessing and we're all witnessing. Tennessee Brando, he's really good. He hits to the meat and potatoes as well when it comes to talking politics and all what we're watching and witnessing. So definitely take a look at this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will be popping in weekly, giving my commentary on what's going on for news, views, and conversations, whether it be politics, entertainment, or just life in general. Also, while I promote my book at the same time, and just trying to make this thing make sense and just process it so we can, prepare ourselves and, align ourselves with God as we should, as in what we need to do to stay away from the foolishness and don't drink the Kool-Aid, because that's exactly what this is, to the point where you have commentators going down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring so that their TV station probably won't get canceled on mainstream television because of who's about to, you know, go into office. So people need to know, people need to be informed as we're watching this. So, but definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As I said before, I'm back every week with different, news, views, and conversation topics that I want to speak about that I think that are important and that people should pay attention to and see what's going on. So again, I'm going to play the clip from Tennessee Brando, uh, around and about way, talking about the same thing that I'm talking about and what we're witnessing happen right now in politics. So I will see you guys in the next video.
You know, folks, I really hate to give the devil their due, but one thing that Donald Trump and MAGA did a masterful job at is going out there and creating a straw man argument when it comes to the left. They go out there and they create this image of us to their base, and then they work to tear it down. And they accuse us of being the party of pedophiles. They accuse us of being the party of baby killers. They get their base living in fear of gay and trans people. And they act as though we're just the most evil people on earth. But then when you start digging into their Pandora's box, you realize that it's a whole lot of projection. And it's really hard for any party to call themselves the morals and values party when they have Donald Trump as the leader of their movement. One of the most immoral dudes that ever came down the pike. I mean, he's it. He is the poster boy for immorality. But he is at the top of he's the head of the snake. And then when you start digging into the personal lives of a lot of MAGA, it turns out that everything they've accused us of being and everything that they try to tear us down for are things they themselves have done, or it's been alleged that they done. If you look at Donald Trump and his circle of friends, from Vince McMahon to others, there are so many people out there that perfectly fit the bill of everything they tell us that we should be afraid of. Hell, the guy at the head of their ticket, the guy that is the leader of their party, was found liable of sexual abuse, and he defamed the victim. And they want to school us on morals and values. Mike Johnson, who monitors him and his son's porn, they want to sit and tell us about how we're supposed to live. It's absolute bullshit. But the one thing that is going to be pretty entertaining about all this is watching them eat each other and watching them not realize when they've actually exposed themselves. No pun intended. Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there threatening, if you release the Matt Gaetz report, if you release that, then we're going to release everything on all the other Republicans. Well, wait a minute, Marge. Hold on. I thought you were the party of morals and values, so which is it? Let's take a look here at this article. I want to bring this one up. And this one here is from The Guardian. I'm just going to read a section of it here for you. But this is what Marge had to say about the Matt Gaetz report. For my Republican colleagues, now again, for my Republican colleagues in the House and Senate, if we're going to release ethics reports and rip apart our own that Trump has appointed, then put it all out there for the American people to see. Yes, all the ethics reports and claims, including the one I filed, all your sexual harassment and assault claims that were secretly settled, paying off victims with taxpayer money, the entire Jeffrey Epstein files, tapes, recordings, witness interviews, but not just those, there's more. Epstein isn't the only asset. If we're going to dance, let's all dance in the sunlight, Marge wrote. Now, I wonder how Trump feels about her talking about the Epstein files, because if you'll remember when Trump was asked if he would release those, he said yes, and then he pumped the brakes real quick and said, well, maybe not so much them, because there's a lot of fake stuff in there, and that could really affect people's lives. So I wonder how he feels knowing that Marge is over there willing to throw everyone under the bus, but doesn't it ever register in anyone in MAGA's mind when she comes out with a statement like this and says to Republicans, hey, I'm going to tell about all the people you secretly paid off. I'm going to tell about all the settlements you made. If we're going to dance, let's dance. I'm going to tell them about Epstein. We're going to tell it all. If you're going to come out on Matt Gaetz, then we're just going to open Pandora's box and show everyone's dirty laundry. But they're supposed to be the party of morals and values? And they accuse us of being all the things that she just said she was going to bust them out for being? Do you see why it's so hard for people like us to take them seriously? Can you see why that their hypocrisy is just so sickening and nauseating to me? These people go out there and they make us feel guilty about everything when we're people over here on the left, and there's a lot of problems on the left, and we'll get to that in future videos. We will look at ourselves, we will examine ourselves, and we will say, you know, where did we go wrong? Where did we screw up? Do we have radicals on our side? Absolutely. Are they loud and obnoxious? Absolutely. I'll give it to you all day long. But for the most part, we're over here on the left just wanting people to have health care. We're over here on the left just wanting gay and trans people to be able to live their life and be left alone. We want to see marginalized groups lifted up. We want to see people have a fair shake in this world. We want to see the rich pay their fair share of taxes. We want to see people that work actually get paid to do so. We want to see prices come down. We want to see the economy do better. And Kamala Harris was out there talking about her plan for all those things. She wasn't going woke on anybody. She was talking about the policy. She was talking about job creation. She was talking about the economy, the very things they claim to care about. But meanwhile, they're over here fighting these culture wars, and they're over there telling us that we are immoral. It's us that are living in sin. But then when they start their infighting, suddenly we learn, no, wait a minute. According to Marge, the Republican, she didn't say, let's tell it all about the Democrats. She didn't say, let's tell it all about the independents or the Green Party. I mean, she said, my Republicans. So that tells you that they know the dirt that's on each other. And that tells you that they are using religion, they're using the Bible, they're using patriotism, they're using morals and values as a stage prop. And I've said this from day one, and I will continue to say this, that type of rhetoric should offend true Christians. Because I grew up in church. No, I don't go anymore. Yes, I'm agnostic. But I was raised to believe in it. And I was raised that we would give an account in the day of judgment for every idle word that we spoke and for every thought that we had in our brain. And every Sunday I would sit there and I would watch the preacher get up on a pulpit and he would do his altar call and he would tell everyone to come to the altar and give their heart to the Lord right now. You may never have a chance to do it if you walk out that door. I know what you did last weekend. I know you was down at the bar having a beer. I saw you down at the bar drinking and dancing. How'd they see you? But they did. I saw you down there, so now you get up here on this altar and you say you're sorry in front of everybody. And they guilted people and they shamed people. And they pushed people away from what was meant to be something to bring people together. And they sit back and wonder why more and more people walks away from the church. Churches wonder it. Ministers wonder it. What are we doing wrong? Well, you are embracing people like this. You're letting people like this be the front runner of your movement. You're letting people like this say to the world, I'm a Christian. You're not holding them accountable. You're letting them beat down anyone they disagree with and put up walls and put up laws to make other people's lives harder. You're doing all that in the name of Jesus Christ. And it's very offensive to people who truly are Christians, and it's offensive to everybody in between. Because that's not how it should have ever been. It was always supposed to be the church's job and the Christian's job to call out sin and to call out wrongdoing and to not be hypocritical about it. But from my experience, just speaking for me personally, they've always been this way. From the time I was a kid, we had Jimmy Swaggart up there crying, Lord, I have sinned. We had Jim Baker. They were always hypocrites. They were always grifters. And there is more Bible, I've read it right here on the channel, there is more Bibles to call out those, there's more Bible verses to call out those type of grifters than anything else. That's what you're warned against the most is the false prophets. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you truly believe that this is the Word of God and you believe that you're going to give an account for every move you make on this earth and you think Jesus died to give you the chance to sit next to his Father for all of eternity, then why in the world would you pin your faith to people's coattail who live the exact opposite kind of life? And who only used it to beat people down and weaponize it against people they didn't like or understand or they just plain hated. Where did Jesus say hate your brother? Find that one for me. Where did Jesus say judge? Where did Jesus say push people away? Where did Jesus say to not let people into your circle? Where did he say that at? He didn't. But we have them out there telling on themselves now. Marge just told on them. So the next time they come at you and say, well, this Democratic politician was on that island or he was on that plane or I heard they did this or don't take your kids to the drag show, just pull up this quote from Marge. Here she is admitting that they're all of the things that they say we are. So going back to the start of this video, they go out there, they create the straw man, they tear it down. But people like us ain't going to fall for it. And we have to stand up for ourselves and we have to give it back to them. When they come at us with these bullshit conspiracy theories and stories, we have to stand our ground, folks. We really do. Because we can't continue to allow them to have control of this narrative. We have to call them out when they're hypocrites. We can't let them slide. And we haven't ever let them slide here on the channel or here in the pro-democracy movement. We go out of our way every day to expose that hypocrisy. And we're going to keep on doing it. Because it's an insult to everyone involved. And it's an insult to every institution and everything that we ever held sacred in this world. They're an insult to it. They truly are. But I truly appreciate you guys so much for coming along on this ride with me. Folks, we're gaining subscribers like crazy here lately. I think at the moment we're up to like 400. Yeah, we're at 413. Oh hell, we're almost to 414,000 subscribers. We just hit 400, 413,700. I'm getting tongue tied. We already hit 400,000 this week, and we've already gained 13 more. So I truly appreciate y'all so much for hitting that button. And if you haven't already, be sure to do so. And I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you for listening. And I hope that we can get through these next years, but we will do so by standing up for the truth and by calling out the hypocrisy.